making cars moves us. What moves you?
Rick Fisher with the International Assessment and Strategy Center here says the U.S. military has two options for defending Guam, the Northern Marianas, and other Pacific interests. The first is Aegis missile cruisers or destroyers.
Some of these missiles have the capability of taking down satellites, which means they can take down incoming North Korean missiles coming from that distance. The second option would be to deploy the THAAD, T-H-A-A-D, system to Guam, which could also handily defeat an intermediate-range ballistic missile.
But the question is deployment, a question Joint Region Marianas and the Pentagon are unwilling to discuss. Fisher.
Now, it is not known whether either of these systems are currently deployed to Guam or other territories. But if it became necessary to do so, this could be accomplished in short order.
An answer that gives some reassurance to those in Guam and the NMI concerned that the islands are outside the range of U.S. land-based missile defenses. But Fisher complains the U.S. has dismantled its only secure tactical nuclear response system, the submarine-fired nuclear-armed Tomahawk cruise missile system. And he argues North Korean missile accuracy may be less important than people think.
If you can explode a warhead 100,000 feet over Guam, you can do very significant damage to Guam's electronic infrastructure, knock out communications, computers, and cause havoc in that way.
Fisher, seen as conservative in the defense community, argues it's high time for the U.S. to move into high gear with defenses and not just posture by sending B-2 bombers and fighter aircraft to South Korea. And what's the likelihood the North will attack the U.S. in the Pacific?
We can definitely expect small-scale military operations that are brutal and lethal and terroristic in nature. Whether the North Korean regime would be insane enough to commence a full-out, full-scale war seems less likely because it could lead to their suicide. It could lead to a coalition coming together to reinvade North Korea at the risk of another war with China as well.
But Fisher says, if anything, the North Korean regime has proven over the last 20 years its first priority is survival rather than conquest. On Capitol Hill, Matt Kay for PNC News.